We're back again to talk about the Rogue Invitational 2023. How you doing, Ollie?
I'm alright, Matt. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
I was meant to go. Who's Ollie? I am Evan Singleton.
Oh yeah, sorry, Evan Singleton, the
Yeah,
T-Rex.
yeah,
So did you watch all the events yesterday?
yeah. Not something that I was expecting really. For example, they took the fingers out of the log event.
Yeah,
I
they
think
did.
That was weather related.
Yeah, I think that's weather related,
understandable.
which is sort of fair enough. That's understandable.
Yeah.
Took the axle out, obviously, and ruined the last event. We're going to get into all of that later on in the video. Firstly, we'll go through the 3 events of the day, tell you where they're placed. So, first event of day 2, Ollie, what was it?
It was the roller coaster.
It was the Rogue coaster, or as Michael calls it, the Rouge coaster.
yeah.
What did you think of the event in general? I saw it last year. I don't think you watched it last year, did you?
No, I didn't watch it last year. I thought it was tough. I thought it looked tough. Did look hard going. I think the only person to not complete it was Luke Stoltman. I think he ended up getting 50 foot out of the full 54 foot.
I think it was 54 foot, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But yeah, I think overall, I think it was a decent event. I think it was sort of capable for everyone to do, other than Luke, obviously. But
yeah.
But yeah, some decent times.
Yeah, it was a good event. Mateus obviously took the win on the event. I'll put the full results on the screen for you now. Mateus won the event and he was fastest by quite a way. I think it was Tom in second, if I remember rightly. You'll see the results anyway.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Mateus was like 4 or 5 seconds faster than the fastest time last year.
Good going, that is.
So very, very impressive from Mateus. And then they moved on to the log. The log was the second event of the day. This was the one where it should have been the Fingals into the log. Obviously, due to the weather, they changed it to just a log for reps, which is fair enough. 163 kilos is a heavy log.
Still a good event, really.
Yeah. To be honest, I actually quite enjoyed the log for reps.
Yeah, absolutely.
The only thing I didn't like, them not going in reverse order from the last event.
Yeah, of course.
The last event would have had Tom coming out last on the log and Mitch coming out 4th to last on the log. No, sorry, Mateus coming out last on the log, Tom 2nd to last, and yeah, Mitch coming out 4th to last on the log. Personally, I think that made a difference.
I think it threw a few people off.
Yeah.
I do think it threw, because whether they'd done that intentionally and the athletes knew about it or not, I don't know.
I think they would have done. It's just very weird to see in such a big competition that they do it that way. Normally,
I've never seen that before.
If you don't know, normally they go in the reverse order of the last event. So if you won the previous event, you get to go out last. You get the advantage of going out last on the next event. And they didn't do it this time. And what I noticed personally is that obviously Mitch got 9 reps. A lot of people were stuck on 8. There was about 3 or 4 bunched up on 8 reps.
Yeah, it was Bobby Thompson, Luke Stoltman and Tom Evans.
Yeah, so they were bunched up on 8. Tom had already got 10.
Yeah.
And Mitch then knew that he needed to get that 9th rep.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think maybe if Mitch had seen there was a few people bunched on 8, he probably would have gone for the 9th anyway, but would he have got it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's obviously all speculation.
Well, that leads me on to where Mitch said at the start of the event that if you had the log in your lap, then you can complete that rep. If the time's past 1 minute 30 and the log's in your lap, you can complete that the last rep.
Yeah.
But that makes me think, I don't think everyone knew that, because the amount of athletes I saw that had the log in their lap, the whistle went and they just chucked it down and didn't even bother.
It certainly looked that way to me. I think they would have all known.
Surely.
They should have all known. Mitch said it before the event on the live stream, if you haven't seen it, that he's probably going to try and use that to his advantage, which he did. He did it perfectly. He waited, got the log in his lap, hit that 9th rep, and got a good rep for it. There was a few suspicious down calls for, to be honest, every athlete.
Yeah, I thought the same, to be
Not
honest.
just Mitch.
I wasn't going to single anyone out, but yeah,
No.
I did definitely notice there was some that sort of had it down way too quick. I don't know if the down signal would have been given at that point in time, but...
Yeah, in other competitions, and it's all down to the referee, but like I say, can't single anyone out, but Mitch had a few dodgy ones. I know Thomas Evans' first rep, he dropped it very, very quick. It was like he tried to guess the down signal, and he still got credited for it. So, yeah, it was a bit of a tricky one. But, I mean, overall, that was probably my favourite event of the competition.
Yeah, to be fair, I do love the log event.
Yeah, that or the roller coaster.
Yeah, just went smoothly, I think.
Yeah, I think
that's why.
I think the log could have done with being heavier.
Yeah, because then you'd have athletes that, because I think everyone got over 5 or 6.
I think 5 was the lowest amount of reps somebody got.
Yeah,
I think that was. I think
would
that might have been Alexei.
I think if the log was increased in weight, then you'd definitely see a few more.
Even just to like 180, which is obviously a very heavy log, but the axle was supposed to be 180.
Yeah.
They'd taken that event out.
Yeah.
They could have increased the weight of the log.
Well, they were meant to have the fingers and then 160.
Yeah, the same log, but it was the log was only meant to be for 3 reps after the fingers.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
So people were obviously training for that, which I think we saw because you saw the conditioning over the 90 seconds of a lot of them. They were struggling.
Yeah.
To keep going with it, which is fair enough. If you've ever done log for reps,
gasses.
You get gassed out quick on that event. It's a horrible event. It's a horrible event to try and do. It's a fun one if you enjoy log pressing.
Yeah, too right.
Yeah, it was good to watch. But either way, Tom took the win. Mitch managed to get the 9th rep, which was huge. Basically, won him the competition, pretty much. And yeah, there was quite a few people tied on 8. Mateus only managed to get 7. He was one of the athletes that had it on his lap when the buzzer went, and he dropped it.
Yeah.
Now, he got 3rd place overall anyway.
Yeah.
But that might have bumped him up the standing. Just you know, a few extra points. Just a few extra points.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know. Anyway, moving on to the 3rd and final event of the day. It was the terrible event of the duel, the CrossFit duel.
Yeah.
The weight of the sandbags was quite heavy, I think. I think the last one was 170. It didn't look 170.
No, definitely.
If you watch how they picked it up, they were quick.
Because I'm assuming the green one was the lightest one.
I think the green one was the heaviest one.
Was it? Oh, it looked like the smallest from how I was seeing it.
You might be right.
I don't know.
But I would just assume that it's the heaviest as it's the last one.
Yeah, well...
And I think they had to go in an order.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it might just depend on the way that the athletes preferred to either get the heaviest one out of the way, like I did with the keg in the...
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think they had to go in an order because when I was watching it, I saw Tom, when he loaded the first one, he turned around, went towards the green one, realised, and then diverted back to the black or the red one, whichever one was second.
Gotcha.
So I think they had to do it in that way. A few people saying about a false start from Mitch. I didn't see it myself, and to be honest, I think even if he hadn't had a false start of half a second...
What's half a second?
He would have won that event either way. He was
Absolutely.
or tied with Tom and still won the whole competition. So it didn't really affect the overall outcome.
Yeah, too right.
But that event to me was that was crap.
Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting, but I think it was the fact that they'd done 4 people and then another 4 people. I think within 5 minutes it was over, and I thought, oh, well, that's that then.
It was over fucking quicker than that.
Well, yeah.
It was literally like I saw somebody comment on live stream saying blink and you miss it, and I thought fucking spot on, mate.
Yeah, they're not wrong. They're not wrong.
It was meant to be. If you don't know, we've explained in the videos before. Go check them out. Yeah, little plug.
Nice.
It was meant to be that they'd have 2 heats of 5. Obviously, there was only 4 in the first heat because of Trey being injured. Fastest 5 go through to a second heat, and then the fastest 2 from that heat go through to the final. Why they changed it, I don't know. I really don't know why they changed it.
No, I've not heard anything.
Because that would have put more pressure on, if anything.
Too right,
that would have put a huge amount of pressure on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if Mitch hadn't got through, which, looking at the run, obviously he would have done, but if Mitch hadn't got through to the second heat of 5, then
that could have
Tom's basically won the competition. Yeah, we'll put the results for the sandbag bloody dual CrossFit event on the screen now. And
oh, there they are.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh, look at them.
Yeah.
Right in between us. That's cute. And then I'll put the full event, the full competition standings on the screen now for you as well, so you can see how it all shook out. Obviously, Mitch Hooper taking the win, Tom Stoltman in second place, and Mateusz Kieliszkowski coming back to take 3rd place after a 0 on the deadlift as well.
Yeah.
If Mateusz pulls his deadlift up to a high standard,
then
he would, like, you've never seen Mateusz before this, have you?
No, not before this, no.
The guy is an absolute beast.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a fucking good strongman. But his deadlift is always a weakness. His squat is seems to be a lot better than his deadlift, but it's still a weakness.
Yeah.
But his overhead's really good, even after tricep surgery.
You couldn't even compare him to anyone then if his deadlift went up.
If his deadlift went up, he'd be winning pretty much every show he did.
Oh, easy.
Quite easily. Like he's so good at it. Anyway, we've got a few talking points. We've sort of gone through a few of them, but we're going to go into a bit more detail with them, I reckon. What do you want to talk about first?
Right, so I want to mention the events that got taken out. For example, the Apollon's wheel, axle, and also the fingers. I think because they are quite big things, I think that threw a few people off. For example, not having the fingers, a few people would have got a decent speed on the 3 reps of the log for it to then end up changing to reps on the log.
I think the fingers would have changed a lot, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Because I think somebody like Mateus would have done really well on it. Tom would have done really well on it again.
Yeah.
And like Evan, I think Evan would have done really well on that as well. And I think Mitch maybe would have dropped more points if it was fingers into the log, because World's Strongest Man this year just gone, Mitch came 5th out of 10 in the final on the fingers.
He's not got the speed, I don't think.
He's got the speed. He's not quite got the technique or the build for it, like an Evan Singleton or a Tom Stoltman or Mateus. Like he's smaller than them, and it does tend to suit. He's still like 6'3" or something, but
is he?
6'2", 6'3", Mitch is,
He doesn't look it, does he?
No, he doesn't, but that's because next to all the fucking 6'9" people.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think that would have affected it quite a bit, and it would have been closer going into that last event.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that would have made it a lot more tense and put people under pressure.
Yeah, and it's understandable they had to change it because of the weather. Like, I get that, but I think just moving it strictly to a log for reps is worse. I think they could have done something like an overhead medley.
Yeah.
They've probably got some sort of circus dumbbells, sear dumbbells.
Oh, surely.
They've obviously got an axle there, and they've obviously got a log.
Because they took it out.
Yeah, you're right, but they should have an axle, a log, and they've probably got access to dumbbells of sorts. They could have had an overhead medley inside and just shook things up a little bit more than just your standard log for reps.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think that they were just a little bit half-arsed with that, if anything.
Yeah, it does seem like they definitely took a back seat into, we need to change this.
We'll just do that because it's easier.
That's
what it seemed like. That's how it seemed to me. And then moving on, obviously talking still about the events got taken out. The axle being taken out, to me, it ruined the competition.
Yeah, because axle is it's just like the log. It's an interesting event.
We've not seen it for years either.
No.
Especially this specific one. We've not seen it for so long.
Yeah.
And they've taken it out. It's one of the events that most people are excited for.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's been removed from the competition. Like, when they've managed to move the absolutely, and I've said it before and I'm going to say it again, they've moved the absolutely terrible iron bull sled pull, track and all, inside.
Yeah.
But they can't move a couple of drop pads
and
a platform and an axle inside.
It does just seem lazy.
It's like, we haven't got time for it, we're just going to take that out. I would have rather have seen them take the log for reps out and put the axle in there.
Yeah.
Because the axle was meant to be for reps, so they could have kept the axle event the exact same.
Yeah.
Instead of just changing.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Taking one event out, such as the log for reps, the fingers into the log. They've had to change the fingers into the log to just a log, and then they've taken the axle out. So they've effectively changed 2 things when they could have just changed 1 thing.
Yeah,
and it would have made it more interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
would have made it much more interesting.
Watching the axle, and don't get me wrong, everyone loves watching the log. But when the log was supposed to be 2 fingers, it's 3 reps.
And the log gets boring, man. I love the log. I love seeing log for reps. I love seeing log for max, but I've not seen axle for so long, and I've been very excited to see it.
Of course.
See it come into a competition again, and then they've taken it out.
Yeah.
It's just sort of ruined it. For me, you've not watched that many strongman competitions.
No, I've seen a few Giants live, a couple of World's Strongest Mans.
Yeah, but for me,
that's about it.
That is the worst competition I've ever seen. It's the worst competition I've ever
It
watched.
did just seem like there was a huge lack of planning.
I enjoyed watching your beginner comp in bloody Peterborough more than I enjoyed watching that.
Nice.
I did. I genuinely
That's
did.
because I put on a good show.
Yeah, he did. He
All
did.
my events are on my Instagram, Ollie the Strongman.
It's just...
Yeah, just there.
No, I genuinely did, though. I enjoyed watching it more.
Yeah.
I really did. I thought this was boring. I'm sorry, but you're having the iron ball sled pull, which barely nobody could do, boring. A deadlift for reps.
That was a poor event, I think. I think that was such a poor event.
There didn't seem to be much tension at all, because it was like, oh, a deadlift for reps. It's not like, oh, is he going to make a mistake?
There's no risk factor.
It felt like that.
Everything they can do, just do it a lot of times for a minute, or you know what I mean, a minute 30, that sort of thing.
It was quite a boring.
They could have definitely made it so much more interesting, to the point where I was watching it and then the third event started and I missed it, so I thought, oh, I'll just watch it later because I'm not that bothered. And then I missed the fourth one, so I just ended up going back to watch it, and I sort of lost interest.
I stayed up until 11:30 at night. That's a late night for me.
Yeah,
I stayed up till 11:30 at night to watch the last event for it to be over in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
it's absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
it's absolutely terrible. I know your missus understands our waiting for a long time and to be disappointed after 2 minutes.
Yeah,
she understands.
Oh, absolutely.
That is, like, you know, so
you're not wrong.
It's a hard world.
Yeah,
and honestly,
you get what you get.
It's a little bit off topic, completely off topic, but I don't know what was worse, Tyson Fury or bloody Rogue Invitational. I don't know what was worse.
You know
to be
what?
honest.
That's a good point, actually, because I'm trying to think what I would happily watch again. I'd probably rather watch the Tyson one again because it was quicker.
Yeah, honestly, they were both terrible. It completely ruined my weekend.
Yeah,
it completely ruined my week. I've been waiting for the Rogue Invitational since it was announced, and then I was not that bothered about the Tyson Fury and Ngannou fight, but I was like, it's still an interesting thing to see.
Absolutely, yeah.
Both of them were ruined. The best part of my weekend has been going to bloody Lidl, to be honest. It's been going to Lidl and getting my protein yogurts.
Yeah, because like I said, yesterday I was looking forward to seeing the Rogue events, and then it just got to the point where I thought, I will just watch it because I'm not fussed. And then I thought, oh, Tyson Fury's fighting tonight. Looking forward to that. What was meant to be like a 10:30 ring walkout ended up being, 11:30, I think it was, 11:45.
It was about 11:30, 12:15, yeah, because I just... Luckily, I'd managed to get through the whole last event of the Rogue Invitational, which was difficult to get through, and then managed to watch the majority of the Fury fight. So yeah. Anyway, I think we've moaned enough.
Yeah.
We're going to try and end on some positive notes.
Oh.
I'm going to say one more negative thing.
Okay, go on.
I've got another negative thing to say. I've got a question for you, as somebody who's not watched that many events.
Yeah.
Do you think, if you'd never seen Strongman before, and that was the first event that you watched on YouTube or whatever, somebody said to you, oh, watch this event, it's going to be really good, it will get you into Strongman. Do you think you'd want to watch Strongman after that? Do you think you would be hooked enough?
I think I would be hooked in the aspect of, surely it's not all like this.
Yeah,
maybe. I think I'd watch another one like a Giants Live or a World's Strongest Man, where it's like, because I'd think, oh, maybe it's not my cup of tea.
I suppose if you've got nothing to base it off, you don't know what to expect. But for me, it was like, God.
I know, I completely understand what you're saying.
I love Strongman. I absolutely love it.
Giants Live are always good.
Show. They're always entertaining. I've watched every single bloody World's Strongest Man final since
World's Strongest Man.
It began.
You just got to see how popular and how much publicity they've got. So
I think as well, it gives credit to Brian Shaw and his team.
Oh, he's a great man. He's a great man.
With the amount of testing that goes into their events to make sure it all runs smoothly.
Yeah.
Considering it's Brian Shaw who's building it, and obviously he's got a team around him, but he's not Rogue. He's not this massive company.
Yeah, it's almost like he cares more than this multi-million dollar company.
You watched the Shaw Classic, everything ran smoothly, everything was perfect. And
it's almost like they planned these events last week.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
They only got all of the equipment for the events 2 days ago.
That's what it feels like. That is genuinely what it feels like. They're like, absolutely. Oh shit, we've got an event coming up. What should we do? Let's make Mitch Hooper win. What? Oh, sorry, I didn't say that.
Well, yeah.
No, I don't I don't believe they gave Mitch an easy win. I genuinely think Mitch.
No.
I think Mitch actually did really well.
Yeah.
So we'll go on to the positive notes. Firstly, my first positive note, I'll go with that, is that Mitch performed as Mitch does. Mitch.
There were no slip-ups.
Yeah, he shut a lot of people up as well, I think, because I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's obviously beatable now. He's got weaknesses because he's not won the last couple of events." I'm like, he was on a 12 podium streak. Now he's on 13.
Yeah,
He's won 3 out of the 4 big competitions this year. The
Oh,
only
yeah,
one he hasn't won.
He's still incredible.
Yeah, the only one he hasn't won is a Shore Classic, and he came second.
And the Giants Live.
Yeah, but like the 4 big shows,
of course,
the Arnold's Worlds, the Shore Classic, and Rogue Invitational.
Yeah.
He's won 3 out of 4 of them.
You can't be mad at that.
No, you can't be mad. I do think, obviously, like I say, he had a slight advantage with them going in reverse order.
Yeah.
But on the Iron Ball sled pull, I said it in my other video, he's the only one that worked it out and worked out to do a 2-footed pull instead of trying to walk with it. So that's props to him again on being a good athlete. I see people online saying, "Oh, I'm not going to watch any more strongman shows whilst Mitch is in it because they're just giving him easy wins." And I'm like, people
it's
are
obviously
just salty.
He works for it. You just got to look at his
People
previous
are
wins.
salty, like
Oh,
because he's come out of nowhere and he started doing well. People don't like it. It's simple as that.
No, of course not. Everyone
People
just
hate
wants who they used to win.
Yeah,
Like Tyson.
That's pretty much how it seems. A few of the positives is that the prize money was obviously really good.
It's the highest paid one, isn't it?
Yeah, so Rogue are obviously doing well there in terms of giving the prize money out.
Yeah, $145,000.
The events that did go well, the roller coaster was really good again.
Yeah, a good event that was.
The log for reps, although we slated it, it was still a decent event.
Yeah, everyone likes watching the log.
Yeah, and even the deadlift for reps again, that was a good event, really.
And it shows that's the sort of weight that I wish the log was at, where some people couldn't get one, some people got a couple, some people did very well.
Yeah, you need that spread
even
of
balance.
Yeah, when I was watching the log and like first person got 7 and then the next 3 people all got 8. I'm thinking, oh fucking hell.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have pretty much every single person here on 8.
That's what I thought.
I was getting a little bit concerned that it was going to be a complete shambles.
When Luke got 8 and a couple of other people got 8, I thought everyone's going to bound to get more than 8, surely.
Yeah, it's just conditioning though, really.
Yeah, of course.
The weight was obviously fine for everybody,
but just the stamina, innit?
Yeah, they weren't conditioned for that event. So,
like I said in the previous videos, Tom's got the stamina. He's got the size, but he's got the stamina to back it up. And as we saw,
Tom's looking incredible at the moment.
Oh, absolutely.
Tom's looking really good at the moment. I genuinely think Tom was unlucky. I think if everything had ran smoothly with this event, I think Tom would have won.
Yeah,
personally,
I agree.
And obviously, again, that's all speculation. That's all in hindsight. But I think Tom would have won the overall if everything ran how it should have ran.
Yeah, of course.
That's just my opinion. I've got my Stockman hoodie on, but I'm not a fucking. I'm a neutral. I'm not a fanboy. I like Mitch. I like Evan. I like Alexis. I like all of them. I want all of them to do well. I would have loved to have seen Mateus win it personally. Because I think he deserves a big win like this.
Absolutely. Because he done very, very well.
But yeah, Mitch won it. Fair play to him. He did the best that he could do with what was put in front of him.
Like he always does, really.
Yeah, and I can't say it's a positive note yet, but I'm hoping there's going to be a positive come out of this year. That they're going to go away, they're going to read the comments, they're going to see what's happened.
Oh, hopefully.
And they're going to go, right, last year we messed up.
Yeah.
Next year we're going to make sure it's perfect.
Yeah.
Because 2021 and 2022 were really, really well ran competitions. Yeah. Everything went smoothly. Obviously the weather was better, but
I do genuinely think that Iron Ball sled pull was the worst thing they could have done.
Yeah, I think that ruined it for me. After that, it was like, I don't know.
You thought your expectations just drop after I
yeah, then that. Everything else that goes wrong after that, it makes it feel 10 times worse.
Oh,
when everything
100%.
else goes wrong after that. If it was just that, if that hadn't have gone wrong, if that had gone right, and then they were like, oh, we can't do the fingers because of the rain, but yeah, that's absolutely fine. Do the log for reps. At least they're changing it.
Yeah.
But because of that going wrong, and then they're changing it, it just felt like this whole competition is. I do think it's a bit of a
shambles.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a shambles. I think it's unfortunate for Mitch because I don't think a lot of people are going to class him as winning.
Yeah.
Obviously, he is the winner on paper, but I think a lot of people are going to forget about it.
100%.
I think, like, you won't know, but I think it was 2020. Luke Richardson won Europe's Strongest Man, but it was majority British athletes because of COVID.
Right.
There was
yeah,
like
yeah.
only 3 from different continents, whatever. Well, not continents, sorry. Europe's Strongest Man. There was only 3 from different countries in Europe that were competing. And a lot of people just seem to forget it. They're saying, oh, he's not really Europe's Strongest Man. He's basically Britain's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, either way, Britain's Strongest Man's a pretty good title
Oh,
to have.
I wouldn't say
And
no.
he beat what was there on the day.
Yeah.
And it was a good competition, actually.
And that's
I
what
really
you've got to
enjoyed
do, innit?
But yeah, I think we're going to wrap the video up there, to be honest. Yeah.
We've mentioned all the
I
positives.
think we've mentioned all the positives, which weren't many.
Very, very few.
Very few,
Very
yeah.
few.
If you enjoyed it, then let me know, or let us know, down in the comments down below.
Leave a like.
Leave a comment.
And leave a subscribe.
Leave a subscribe button. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Sound. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, T-Rex, people!